Take a step back, remain silent, and they will beg you for you. Stoicism. Silence is a source of great strength. Lao Tzu, in a world that constantly demands more from us, where noise, opinions, and pressures are overwhelming, the power of silence is often underestimated. But what if I told you that by stepping back, staying silent, and allowing things to unfold naturally, you could command more respect than by reacting impulsively? Rooted deeply in Stoic philosophy, silence isn't about shutting yourself off from the world. It's about creating space to respond with wisdom rather than reacting out of fear or emotion. In today's fast-paced society, we're constantly bombarded with distractions, but the true power lies in moments of stillness. Embracing silence strategically is not just an act of restraint. It's a tool for emotional strength, self-mastery, and clarity. In this video, we will explore how taking a step back, practicing silence, and aligning with Stoic principles can help you regain control over your life, turn challenges into opportunities, and become someone others will respect and even seek. Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where we empower you to take control, make better choices, and live with wisdom. Number 1. Silence empowers decisions. In today's world, where decisions are often made hastily and under pressure, the ability to remain silent can be one of the most empowering choices you can make. Silence creates the space needed to pause and reflect, providing clarity when you need it most. In a world that pushes us to react quickly, taking a step back before making a decision offers an opportunity to separate emotional impulses from logical reasoning. It allows for a deliberate, thoughtful approach, one that's rooted in a deeper understanding of the situation at hand. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. The key here is listening, not only to others but to yourself. In moments of silence, you open the door to your inner thoughts and gain a better understanding of your true desires, values, and goals. For instance, think of a critical business negotiation. Rather than rushing to make an offer or an agreement, pausing to absorb the information and reflect gives you time to strategize. You can assess what is truly important, weigh the pros and cons, and resist the impulse to make decisions out of panic or the pressure of immediate demands. In those moments of silence, you can see beyond the noise and distractions of the moment, focusing on the long-term consequences rather than short-term satisfaction. Taking time to remain silent during decision-making doesn't just prevent rash choices. It sharpens your strategic thinking. It distances you from external pressures, allowing you to act with purpose rather than reacting out of instinct. This is how silence can be a strategic tool in modern Stoicism. By allowing you to take a step back, you distance yourself from the immediate storm of emotions and make decisions that are in alignment with your long-term vision. When you pause and allow yourself to reflect, you gain clarity. You can explore a variety of alternatives and anticipate potential outcomes, ensuring that your decisions are not only rational, but also resonate with your deeper values. In a world that demands quick decisions, silence gives you the time to ask yourself, what is truly important here? This strategic pause helps you to avoid being swept away by the current of urgency and instead to act in a way that is thoughtful, intentional, and aligned with your goals. In many cases, this silence empowers you to regain control over a situation. It may not always be easy, especially when others are pressing for quick answers. But as the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius noted, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When you take a step back and resist the temptation to react immediately, you begin to master your internal world. Silence creates the mental space necessary for self-control and awareness. It allows you to filter out external noise and focus on what truly matters, whether it's in your personal life, professional decisions, or the way you interact with others. Silence is not a passive act. Rather, It is an active practice of control and reflection, deeply rooted in the principles of modern Stoicism. In these moments of quiet, you discover that you are not merely reacting to the world around you, but actively choosing how to respond to it. Moreover, silence plays a pivotal role in cultivating wisdom. Often, we rush into conversations or decisions, thinking that speaking or acting quickly will provide solutions. Yet, it is in the moments of pause that wisdom reveals itself. As Seneca wisely said, "He who is brave is free." The freedom to remain silent and resist the urge to speak or act immediately is a form of bravery. It takes courage to step back and allow time to process information, especially in the face of pressure or urgency. However, this quiet strength leads to better decision-making, deeper understanding, and a more deliberate approach to life. It's through silence that we gain the space to reflect on our values, our goals, and our long-term vision, aligning our actions with what truly matters. In modern life, where we are constantly bombarded with noise, demands, and pressures, the practice of silence is not only a tool for clarity, but a form of self-preservation. In your daily interactions, whether at work or in personal relationships, taking a moment to remain silent can be the key to preserving your mental clarity and emotional well-being. Rather than reacting impulsively, take a step back and allow yourself the space to think critically and calmly. Silence in this sense is not just a void, but a space of immense potential. It empowers you to make decisions that reflect your true self and your long-term vision. It is a tool that modern Stoicism encourages us to embrace, reminding us that in the stillness of silence we find not only clarity but also strength and wisdom. Number 2. Silence protects your well-being. In the ever-bustling world around us, silence emerges as an essential shield that guards our emotional well-being, offering protection from the turmoil and the demands that frequently bombard us in both our personal and professional lives. In today's society, where opinions and judgments come from every direction, silence serves as a buffer, a space where we can retreat from the noise and regain control over our emotions. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. In choosing silence, we allow ourselves to cultivate inner peace, giving us the ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Silence, in this sense, is not about avoiding conflict, but about creating a moment of clarity, a moment between stimulus and reaction where we can consciously decide how to act, rather than allowing emotions to hijack our responses. For example, when confronted with criticism, if we remain silent, we give ourselves the invaluable opportunity to process the feedback before responding. This pause can prevent us from slipping into defensiveness or saying something in haste that we might later regret. In the heat of an argument or under stress, silence can prevent the situation from escalating, allowing us to preserve our emotional composure. It is within this space of quiet that we make more deliberate, thoughtful decisions. Silence, thus, not only shields us from immediate emotional turbulence, but also protects our mental energy over the long term. It is often the case that conflicts or emotional upheavals drain our energy unnecessarily, especially when we engage in situations that don't warrant our involvement. By remaining silent, we assess situations more clearly and choose whether it is worth our energy to engage or whether stepping back is the more prudent approach. This practice can be likened to the Stoic concept of indifference, where we choose not to be overly affected by circumstances beyond our control. Silence then becomes a tool of discernment, allowing us to create and protect emotional boundaries. It sends a clear signal to others that we are not easily influenced by their words or actions. This empowers us to maintain peace within ourselves, regardless of the pressures or provocations from the outside world. In the context of modern Stoicism, silence is more than just a passive state. It is an active practice that fosters emotional resilience. It teaches us to reserve our energy for situations that truly matter, helping us avoid the mental exhaustion that comes with needless conflict. Over time, as we grow more accustomed to this practice, silence strengthens our ability to navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace and emotional intelligence. This doesn't mean that we never speak or respond. Rather, it encourages us to reflect first, allowing us to engage with wisdom and composure when the moment is right. In a world filled with constant demands and noise, embracing the power of silence enables us to protect our well-being, create space for thoughtful responses, and ultimately remain calm in the face of chaos. Modern Stoicism, with its focus on inner peace and personal control, encourages us to take a step back, remain silent, and in doing so, invite the world to come to us, rather than being swept along by its currents. This practice, rooted in ancient wisdom, is more relevant than ever in today's fast-paced world, offering a tool for emotional stability and mental clarity. Number 3. Silence fosters calmness. In today's chaotic world, we often feel compelled to speak when silence could serve us better. In moments of stress, conflict, or uncertainty, remaining silent is one of the most powerful tools you have. Silence isn't just the absence of words. It's a deliberate choice to resist the urge to react. By choosing silence, you demonstrate control over your emotions, showing others that you're calm and composed. This quiet confidence naturally commands respect. Just like a steady rock in a storm, you become the anchor in turbulent times. Your calmness creates space for others to reflect and act thoughtfully, rather than reacting impulsively out of emotion. Consider the times you've seen someone stay calm in a crisis, their silence creating a sense of security for others. This allows those around them to pause, think, and make clearer decisions. In this way, silence fosters trust and strengthens relationships, offering a safe space for people to be open and vulnerable. It's not only about helping others, but also about helping yourself. When you remain silent, you gain the chance to observe and truly understand a situation, uncovering insights you might otherwise miss. This ability to listen and reflect makes you more strategic, thoughtful, and impactful. This idea is deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood the importance of staying composed no matter what life threw at them. Marcus Aurelius, for example, often wrote about the importance of controlling your reactions, realizing that it's not the events themselves that shape you, but how you respond to them. His Stoic silence, even in the face of adversity, allowed him to remain effective and in control. By following his example, you too can embody this quiet strength. Imagine a modern scenario, a top executive facing a crisis in her company. The stakes are high, tensions are rising, and everyone is looking for guidance. She stays calm and composed, listening attentively without rushing to speak. This silence doesn't show weakness, rather it gives others the space to share their thoughts. Her composed presence creates an atmosphere of calm, helping everyone refocus and collaborate rather than panic. In that moment, her silence speaks volumes, making her a natural leader, demonstrating control and confidence without uttering a single word. In times of crisis, take a step back. Rather than reacting immediately, consider how your silence can transform the situation. It gives you clarity, allowing you to observe and respond with wisdom, not haste. People around you will start to see your silence as a sign of strength and stability. When you embrace silence, you cultivate an environment where others can also find peace. They'll listen to you, not because of what you say, but because of the authority your silence commands. Next time you're faced with a tense situation, ask yourself, how can silence work in my favor? What happens if I choose to pause, think, and respond with intention instead of reacting immediately? By embracing this Stoic secret, you're not only protecting your own peace, but creating a space where others can find theirs too. Silence isn't Passive. It's a powerful, deliberate choice that can speak louder than any words. You have just taken a major step toward mastering yourself and embracing the power of silence. This practice can transform the way you approach life's challenges, bringing you calm, clarity, and strength. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment with the tagline, "Silence is more powerful than words." Or feel free to use or create your own tagline. Share with us how you are applying this Stoic principle to your life, and let's continue this journey of self-improvement together. Stay tuned. Your transformation is happening right now. Number 4. Silence maintains relationship clarity. In both personal and professional relationships, silence can be a powerful tool for fostering clarity and understanding. In a world where communication is often rushed and emotionally charged, the ability to pause and remain silent allows us to listen more deeply and reflect before reacting. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Silence creates a space for genuine connection, where others can freely express themselves without the pressure of being interrupted or judged. By choosing silence, especially during heated moments, we gain the opportunity to understand the core of another person's message and to reflect on their emotions, preventing misunderstandings and encouraging a more empathetic dialogue. Silence also plays a crucial role in protecting emotional well-being and maintaining boundaries. At times when others cross a line, whether through disrespect or mistreatment, remaining silent can serve as an act of strength, preventing escalation and giving us the time to assess how best to respond. This is not about being passive, but about asserting boundaries firmly yet quietly. By embracing silence, we protect our peace and dignity, allowing us to determine whether a relationship is serving our best interests or whether it's time to reevaluate the dynamic. In modern Stoicism, silence is a tool for ensuring our relationships are aligned with our core values. Rather than engaging in constant exchanges, silence encourages us to step back and view the broader picture. It helps us avoid unnecessary emotional reactions and focus on the long-term trajectory of the relationship. Silence allows us to discern between what is truly important and what is a distraction, enabling us to protect our emotional energy. By reflecting before reacting, we can assess whether others' actions align with our values and whether the relationship is nurturing or draining our personal growth. One profound benefit of silence is its ability to help us be truly present. Often, people reveal more in what they don't say than in their words, and silence gives us the opportunity to observe these subtleties. This practice of active listening fosters deeper understanding and trust in both personal and professional relationships. In a world that often values speed, silence provides the much-needed space to truly understand each other. It allows us to reflect on the true nature of an interaction before responding, which ultimately leads to more meaningful conversations. Silence also protects our emotional energy in ways that are often overlooked. In emotionally draining relationships, choosing silence becomes a form of self-preservation. It allows us to step back from unnecessary conflict and focus on what truly matters. By holding back our immediate responses, we preserve our mental and emotional space, choosing to engage only when it's necessary and productive. This aligns with modern Stoicism, which teaches us to control our reactions and avoid impulsive responses. In a fast-paced world where validation and attention are constantly demanded, silence reminds us that we don't need to engage in every conversation or conflict. We choose the right moments to respond thoughtfully, ensuring that our energy is used wisely. Modern Stoicism encourages silence not as a retreat, but as a practice of discernment and self-control. It helps us navigate relationships with clarity, wisdom, and intention. By remaining silent, we create space to reflect on whether the relationship aligns with our values and whether our interactions are rooted in mutual respect. Silence allows us to establish boundaries, deepen connections, and protect our emotional well-being. In a world that constantly demands our attention, the ability to pause, reflect, and listen deeply is an essential practice for fostering peace and clarity in our relationships. Through silence, we cultivate relationships based on true understanding, mutual respect, and shared values, enriching every aspect of our lives. Number 5. Silence develops self-awareness. Silence is more than just the absence of sound. It is a powerful tool for fostering self-awareness and personal growth. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by noise, distractions, and the pressures of modern life, leaving little room for introspection. Yet when we step away from the external world and embrace silence, we open the door to a deeper understanding of ourselves. As Socrates famously said, "Know thyself," a call to reflect on our innermost thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It is in the quiet moments, free from the cacophony of daily life, that we are able to turn inward and examine our true selves. This introspection is essential for personal growth because it helps us understand our core values, motivations, and thought patterns. For instance, when we carve out moments of silence, we can look back on past experiences and explore the emotional reactions or behaviors they provoked. This deep dive into our past actions and emotions allows us to uncover the root causes of certain patterns, empowering us to break free from negative cycles and work towards becoming our best selves. Silence, in this context, becomes the mirror that reflects not only our strengths but also our weaknesses, helping us identify areas for improvement. Additionally, silence provides a rare opportunity to confront our fears and desires. In a world that often drowns out our inner voice with external demands, silence allows us to hear that voice clearly. It is through this reflective practice that we come to understand what we truly want from life, and more importantly, what we fear. These revelations may be uncomfortable, but they are essential to personal development. Acknowledging our vulnerabilities in silence fosters self-compassion, allowing us to accept ourselves more fully and develop the resilience needed to face life's challenges. As we sit in silence and listen, we become more in tune with our inner desires, and this awareness empowers us to make intentional decisions that align with our values and long-term goals. In modern Stoicism, this is a practice rooted in the idea of living in accordance with nature, making choices that reflect our true self, not the noise of societal expectations. Over time, this commitment to silence nurtures emotional intelligence. The more we practice stillness, the more we learn to regulate our emotions, distinguishing between impulsive reactions and measured responses. Silence sharpens our ability to understand and navigate our emotions, enabling us to act with greater clarity and composure in every area of life. As we deepen our self-awareness, we develop a stronger sense of purpose and authenticity, which helps us remain grounded and resilient in the face of adversity. The more we embrace silence and reflect on our thoughts, the more we refine our decision-making, responding with wisdom rather than reaction. This ongoing practice of self-reflection strengthens our capacity to remain calm and composed when challenges arise, ensuring that we face life's inevitable storms with grace and poise. Silence is not merely a passive retreat from the world, but an active and essential practice that leads to profound personal transformation. In modern Stoicism, it is a cornerstone of emotional resilience and a path to living a life rooted in wisdom, purpose, and authenticity. It is through silence that we come to know ourselves, and through knowing ourselves, we can navigate the world with confidence, clarity, and purpose. By embracing the practice of silence, we not only protect our mental well-being but also cultivate the deep self-awareness necessary for growth and fulfillment. Number 6. Silence builds humility and patience. In the rush of modern life, we often feel compelled to react quickly, especially when emotions are running high or when challenges arise. But what if I told you that, in many cases, The most powerful choice you can make is to simply pause and remain silent. Silence is not just about holding back your words, it's about creating a space for reflection and intentional response, ultimately helping you develop key virtues like humility and patience, which are essential to Stoic philosophy. Humility, as the Stoics teach, is not about thinking less of yourself, but about thinking of yourself less. It's the understanding that we don't have all the answers and that we can learn from others. By practicing silence, you allow room for others to share their perspectives, which can challenge your own beliefs and expand your understanding. For example, in a discussion, if you choose to stay quiet before offering your own thoughts, you allow yourself the time to absorb the views of others, deepening your own perspective. Silence encourages humility because it forces you to admit that you don't have all the answers, and that's a valuable lesson. Next time you're in a conversation, ask yourself, what if you paused, took a breath, and let others speak first? You might be amazed at how much you can learn by listening rather than speaking. Silence also helps cultivate patience, another core tenet of Stoicism. Patience is about choosing to wait before reacting, giving yourself the time to process your emotions rather than being driven by them. In emotionally charged moments, it's easy to react impulsively, but silence creates the space to avoid this. By holding back your words and resisting the urge to speak immediately, you give yourself time to think and make a more thoughtful decision. Have you ever regretted something you said in the heat of the moment? Patience built through silence helps you avoid those regrettable decisions. It gives you emotional stability, enabling you to choose your words carefully and act with purpose, rather than reacting out of impulse. In relationships, silence is a powerful tool. It allows you to listen fully, without interrupting, and to create space for others to express themselves. This dynamic fosters trust and mutual respect, essential ingredients for healthy connections. Think about how this works in practice. Imagine you're managing a team and a problem arises. Emotions are running high and people are becoming defensive. Instead of adding to the tension, you remain silent. You allow others to voice their frustrations, giving them a chance to feel heard. This creates space for reflection. And when you finally speak, your words carry more weight. Your silence demonstrates emotional control and leadership. It's not about saying less. It's about choosing the right moment to speak. By doing so, you create a more thoughtful and collaborative atmosphere. The Stoics deeply understood the power of silence and patience. They recognized that true wisdom doesn't come from speaking often, but from knowing when to be silent. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasized the importance of regulating one's reactions, particularly during adversity. He understood that his response to events was more significant than the events themselves. By controlling his responses, he maintained inner peace and made wiser decisions. This Stoic secret, remaining composed in the face of challenges, is what builds inner strength. To see this in action, imagine a high-stakes meeting with your boss, where tensions are rising. Everyone is eager to voice their opinions, but the room is becoming increasingly heated. Instead of adding to the noise, you choose silence. By doing this, you create a calm atmosphere where others can share their thoughts without fear of interruption. When it's your turn, your words carry more impact because your silence demonstrated confidence and self-control. Your decision to remain silent wasn't weakness, it was strength. It allowed you to think carefully before responding, and as a result, your contribution was more thoughtful and effective. When used intentionally, silence becomes a transformative tool for improving your relationships, decision-making, and leadership. It allows you to build humility by listening more than speaking, and to develop patience by pausing before reacting. By embracing this Stoic secret, you can cultivate a sense of inner peace, make more considered decisions, and guide others with greater wisdom. So next time you find yourself in a stressful situation, ask, can silence work in my favor? What if I took a step back, listened more, and spoke less? In doing so, you not only protect your peace but also create an environment where others can grow alongside you. Silence isn't passive. It's a deliberate act of emotional regulation that can speak louder than words ever could. You've journeyed this far because you're dedicated to living with wisdom and purpose. Now it's your turn to share. Drop a comment with this slogan: silence is strength, patience is power. And let us know how embracing silence has shaped your life. Keep the conversation going. More powerful insights are on the way. Number 7. Silence enables strategic action. Silence is a powerful yet often overlooked tool in making strategic decisions. In today's fast-paced world, where we are constantly pressured to act quickly, taking a moment to pause can provide the clarity needed to evaluate situations more carefully. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Silence helps us detach from the emotional impulses of the moment, offering us the mental space to reflect on the bigger picture. This is particularly valuable in situations that require thoughtful decisions, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth. For instance, during a critical business negotiation, instead of reacting hastily or succumbing to external pressure, a brief silence allows you to gather your thoughts, process the information, and craft a more impactful response. By pausing, you avoid knee-jerk reactions and gain the opportunity to make decisions that are in alignment with your core values and long-term goals. In addition, silence fosters mindfulness by creating space for reflection on the long-term consequences of your choices. Modern Stoicism teaches us to resist the allure of instant gratification and focus on what truly matters: decisions that will positively shape our future. Pausing before reacting enables you to assess whether a particular action will support your bigger vision or simply provide a quick fix with potential negative consequences. Through the discipline of silence, we sharpen our ability to think strategically, ensuring we aren't distracted by fleeting emotions or momentary pressures. When facing high-stakes situations, taking a step back to embrace silence helps slow down the decision-making process, ensuring that we make well-considered choices that will lead to sustainable outcomes, rather than rash actions driven by immediate stress or emotion. Silence also provides an opportunity to anticipate potential challenges. Strategic action involves not only making decisions, but also foreseeing potential obstacles and preparing for them. By taking time to reflect, you can better assess risks and proactively plan for them. This level of critical thinking improves your ability to foresee the outcomes of different options and select the one that offers the most promising, sustainable results. The more we practice silence in decision-making, the stronger our strategic thinking becomes. It helps us gain control over our reactions, making us more deliberate and less reactive in the face of challenges. Through silence, we learn to act with intention, moving beyond impulsive actions and aligning our decisions with our long-term objectives. In modern Stoicism, silence is essential for cultivating deeper reflection and thoughtful consideration before action. As Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Silence offers the mental space to refine those thoughts, ensuring they align with your values and principles before you take action. By embracing silence, you can slow down and thoughtfully consider your choices rather than making snap decisions based on external pressures or impulses. This reflective practice helps you build a life that is intentional and purposeful, where decisions are made with wisdom and clarity rather than reactionary emotion. In today's world, where speed and instant gratification are often prized, silence can seem like a rarity. Yet in our rush to act, we often miss the immense benefits that silence brings. It's not about doing more or acting faster, but about making decisions that are thoughtful and well-informed. Silence, when strategically applied, allows us to pause and reflect, providing the clarity needed to make more confident, deliberate decisions. This reflective space is especially valuable in moments of stress or conflict, where emotions can cloud our judgment. By stepping back, embracing silence, and reflecting on our choices, we gain the mental clarity necessary to respond in a way that is aligned with our greater goals. In both personal and professional contexts, silence cultivates inner strength and empowers us to make decisions that are rooted in our values. It provides the mental clarity needed to act with confidence, rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures. Through the practice of modern Stoicism, strategic silence transforms how we approach challenges, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth. Silence becomes the foundation for thoughtful, intentional action, one that supports long-term success, inner peace, and a life that reflects our deepest values. By embracing the power of silence, we not only protect our mental and emotional well-being, but also align our decisions with the goals and principles that matter most to us. Number 8. Silence maintains boundaries. Personal boundaries are crucial for safeguarding our emotional and mental well-being, especially in a world that often demands more from us than we can give. In navigating both personal and professional relationships, silence becomes a powerful tool for establishing and maintaining these boundaries. When others attempt to push us beyond our limits, whether through manipulation, pressure, or disrespect, silence serves as a quiet but firm way to communicate our unwillingness to tolerate mistreatment. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions but in having few wants." By choosing silence, we allow ourselves to stay grounded in our values, making it clear to others that we will not bend to external pressures or compromise our beliefs. For instance, if someone tries to convince you to take a course of action that doesn't align with your principles, remaining silent gives you the space to reflect without feeling coerced into a quick response. This pause in communication creates a moment of clarity where we can assess whether the request aligns with our priorities and, more importantly, whether it serves our greater good. Silence in these moments allows us to act from a place of wisdom rather than reaction, ensuring that we preserve our emotional energy and avoid unnecessary emotional drain. Silence is not weakness, but rather a deliberate, mindful practice that acts as a shield, protecting us from external influences that seek to disturb our peace or exploit our kindness. In today's fast-paced, often overwhelming world, where demands on our time and energy are endless, this practice of silence becomes a means of self-preservation. By maintaining this silent boundary, we create an environment where our emotional energy is safeguarded for the things that truly matter, and we learn to devote our time and effort to what aligns with our long-term goals. This practice of silence reinforces our resilience, as it teaches us to stand firm in our values without being swayed by others' agendas. It fosters emotional intelligence, empowering us to recognize when our boundaries are being tested and when to protect ourselves without engaging in unnecessary conflict. Through silence, we can maintain respect for others, while also ensuring that our emotional and mental well-being is not compromised. In a society that often prizes constant communication and productivity, modern Stoicism teaches us the value of inner strength and the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of external pressures. Silence is not about avoiding confrontation, but about maintaining our peace and our values without needing to explain or justify ourselves. By practicing silence in moments of pressure, we become more attuned to our own needs and more capable of making decisions that reflect our authentic self. Over time, this practice cultivates a profound sense of inner peace, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with grace and emotional resilience. Silence maintains our boundaries, ensuring that we can protect our well-being while continuing to engage with the world on our terms, not anyone else's. Through this practice, we embody the wisdom of modern Stoicism, choosing tranquility, resilience, and self-respect over the chaos that constantly vies for our attention. Number 9. Silence sharpens observation. In a world that constantly encourages us to speak up, Silence may seem strange, even counterproductive. But have you considered that silence, when used intentionally, can be one of your most powerful tools? It enhances your ability to observe, understand, and connect with others. Key principles in Stoic philosophy. We often rush to speak, eager to share our thoughts or offer solutions. However, in doing so, we can miss out on understanding what others are truly trying to convey, not just with their words, but through body language, tone, and subtle emotional cues. Silence creates space to focus on the other person, allowing you to notice details that may otherwise be overlooked. Think about it. Have you ever been so focused on your response that you missed a change in someone's posture or a hesitation in their speech? These subtle cues can reveal more than words alone. When you choose silence, you open yourself up to these hidden signals, giving you a clearer, more complete understanding of the situation. This awareness helps you engage more effectively in conversations, responding not just to the spoken words but to the deeper unspoken messages. People often don't express their true feelings directly, either because they fear judgment, are uncertain, or don't have the words. By holding back your own words, you allow them space to express themselves more fully, creating more genuine and meaningful interactions. Consider a time when someone was upset. Did you immediately jump in with advice, or did you stay silent and allow them to speak freely? Silence fosters an environment where others feel comfortable sharing their true feelings, making conversations more honest and open. This is one of the Stoic secrets. By speaking less, you allow others to share more of themselves, deepening your connection. In both personal and professional settings, silence can also be a powerful tool for understanding group dynamics. Imagine being in a team meeting where emotions are running high. Instead of reacting immediately to the tension, you choose silence. This allows you to observe who is confident, who is hesitant, and who is trying to influence others. By being aware of these dynamics, you can better align your actions with the needs of the group. Silence sharpens your ability to read the room, turning you into a more strategic participant. You're not just reacting to the conversation, you're understanding the dynamics at play and responding with wisdom. Think about this in a real-life situation. You're in a heated discussion at work and everyone is eager to make their point. Rather than jumping in, you remain silent. You observe the body language and tone of others, noticing who is defensive, who is open, and who is struggling. These subtle cues give you a deeper understanding of the situation. By staying silent, you gain the clarity to respond in a way that resonates with the group's needs. Silence becomes a tool for better communication, stronger relationships, and more effective leadership. It's not about saying less. It's about saying the right thing at the right time. The Stoics understood that silence wasn't simply the absence of speech, but an active practice that sharpens insight and fosters thoughtful decision-making. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of self-awareness and control, especially in his interactions with others. He recognized that to be an effective leader, he had to listen, observe, and respond thoughtfully, not react impulsively. Silence, as practiced by the Stoics, helps you achieve that same clarity, allowing you to respond in ways that align with your values and the needs of the moment. Imagine you're in a strategy meeting where the conversation is getting heated. Instead of adding to the noise, you remain silent. By observing, you begin to notice who is confident, who is uncertain, and who feels excluded. You take note of the dynamics at play. When your turn to speak comes, you offer a more thoughtful and impactful contribution. Your silence has given you the clarity to make a more informed decision. The next time you find yourself in a conversation or meeting, ask yourself, can silence help me see more clearly? What can I learn by holding back my words and simply observing? Silence sharpens your ability to understand people's true feelings, navigate complex dynamics, and make wiser decisions. By embracing this Stoic secret, you can improve your relationships, become a better communicator, and lead with wisdom and clarity. Silence isn't passive, it's a powerful tool for gaining insight, building trust, and fostering deeper, more meaningful connections. So remember, sometimes the greatest wisdom lies in what you don't say. Thank you for being here with us today. Before we move on to the next topic, I want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude for your presence. I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below with a tagline of "Listen more, speak less, understand more." Your participation, even in a small way, inspires us to continue creating content that truly speaks to you. Now, let's explore the next truth. Number 10. Silence regains control in stress. In the face of stress, it's common to feel overwhelmed by emotions and react impulsively, but silence can be a powerful ally in regaining control. The Stoics believe that our external circumstances often don't determine our peace of mind. Rather, it's how we choose to respond to them. Epictetus reminds us, "We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." In stressful situations, silence offers us the chance to step back and distance ourselves from the emotional intensity of the moment. This brief pause helps us reconnect with a calm, rational mindset, rather than being swept up in the chaos. When faced with a confrontation, for example, instead of responding immediately with anger or frustration, silence gives us the space to breathe and reflect before reacting. This moment of stillness allows us to think clearly, preventing rash decisions that we might regret later. It empowers us to act intentionally, not react impulsively. Moreover, silence serves as a critical tool for identifying the true cause of stress or anxiety. Often our emotions are triggered by misinterpretations, misunderstandings, or assumptions about the situation. In these moments, the rush to act or respond can cloud our judgment, leading to disproportionate reactions. By choosing silence, we create an opportunity to assess the situation more objectively, to step outside of our immediate emotional responses, and to see things with greater clarity. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When we pause and reflect, we free ourselves from the distortion of emotions and gain the mental space necessary to make more informed, rational decisions. This clarity allows us to engage with the situation in a more constructive way, avoiding the cycle of knee-jerk reactions that often escalate stress. Silence, then, becomes an essential tool for emotional regulation. It is not about suppressing or ignoring our feelings, but rather creating the space needed to process them without being controlled by them. By embracing silence, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions from a distance, which prevents us from being overwhelmed by them. Over time, this practice enhances our emotional resilience, making it easier to remain composed when faced with future challenges. When we train ourselves to pause before reacting, we fortify our ability to stay calm in high-pressure situations. In this way, silence does not just serve as a temporary escape from stress, but as a tool for long-term emotional mastery, helping us build the inner strength needed to navigate life's difficulties with grace. In modern life, where the pace of work and personal demands often leave us with little room to breathe, silence may seem like a luxury we can't afford. Yet, in truth, it's one of the most valuable practices we can adopt. In the realm of modern Stoicism, silence is an antidote to the overwhelming pressure to respond quickly and act impulsively. By choosing to pause, we take control of our emotional state rather than letting external events dictate our reactions. Whether in business, relationships, or personal life, this practice offers us the space to respond thoughtfully, to avoid unnecessary conflict, and to ensure that our actions are aligned with our deeper values and long-term goals. This ability to step back and remain silent may feel counterintuitive in a world that prizes speed and immediate action. However, the ability to pause and think clearly allows us to make decisions that are not only more effective, but also more aligned with who we truly are. In moments of stress, silence helps us return to our center, reminding us that it is not the event itself that determines our experience, but how we choose to engage with it. By practicing silence, we cultivate a sense of calm that becomes an anchor in the storm of life's challenges. This practice of taking a moment before reacting, of stepping away from emotional impulses, is a powerful tool for developing both emotional intelligence and strategic thinking. It creates space for thoughtful responses, allowing us to regain control and maintain perspective, no matter the situation. In sum, silence offers us the gift of perspective. It provides us with the time to regain control, assess the true nature of our stress, and act with intentionality rather than impulse. In this way, silence serves not only as a means of emotional regulation but as a foundation for greater wisdom and resilience. As we embrace silence in moments of pressure, we grow stronger in our ability to manage our emotions, strengthen our relationships, and respond with clarity and purpose. In doing so, we build the emotional fortitude necessary for both personal and professional success, helping us navigate life's challenges with a steady mind and a calm heart. Number 11. Silence builds resilience. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity and navigate life's challenges, is a skill that requires consistent practice. One of the most valuable tools for building this resilience is silence. In times of uncertainty, silence allows us to pause, reflect, and gather our thoughts before reacting. It offers a moment to shift our focus inward, away from external chaos, and approach situations with clarity. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Silence serves as a reminder that our response to challenges defines our experience, not the challenges themselves. It's not about avoiding turmoil, but choosing how we engage with it. When fear, doubt, or unpredictability arise, silence creates space for us to calm our nerves and regain control. Rather than reacting impulsively, silence allows us to assess situations with presence and focus. For example, when an outcome is uncertain, we may feel pressure to act quickly, but silence helps us resist that urge, giving us time to step back and see what is within our control. By embracing uncertainty and acknowledging that we can't control everything, we free ourselves from the need to have immediate answers. This pause helps us differentiate between what we can influence and what we must accept. Embracing silence during times of uncertainty builds resilience over time. Each time we choose to remain silent in adversity, we practice acceptance and grow more comfortable with ambiguity. Silence teaches us that uncertainty is not an obstacle, but a space for growth and potential. By choosing to sit with discomfort rather than react hastily, we develop key traits of resilience, patience, and adaptability. Over time, silence strengthens our ability to face challenges with calmness, flexibility, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. As we practice silence, we build emotional resilience. Silence does not mean avoiding or suppressing emotions. It means processing them without being overtaken by them. It gives us the strength to reflect, recalibrate, and respond thoughtfully. By practicing silence in difficult moments, we develop emotional clarity, allowing us to approach challenges with wisdom and poise. Silence does not signal weakness, rather, it signals inner strength. It helps us stay grounded and navigate life's unpredictability with confidence. In today's fast-paced world, silence offers a way to disconnect from the constant noise of external pressures and internal expectations. We are bombarded by demands for our time and attention, leaving little room for self-reflection. Silence provides a retreat from that noise, helping us restore balance and reconnect with our inner selves. In moments of overwhelm, silence becomes the antidote, allowing us to regain our mental equilibrium. It teaches us that resilience isn't about controlling every outcome but maintaining composure amid uncertainty. Modern Stoicism shows us that silence can be a tool for personal empowerment. It gives us the space to reflect, think, and act with purpose. Each time we choose silence, in the face of adversity, we build resilience and self-control. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, strengthening our ability to navigate life's trials. Silence deepens our emotional intelligence, helping us respond with greater wisdom and resilience. Through modern Stoicism, we learn that resilience isn't about avoiding difficulty, but about how we respond to it, with silence, reflection, and composure. Through this practice, silence builds the strength and clarity we need to face challenges and overcome them. Number 12. Silence cultivates strength and wisdom. In today's fast-paced world, silence can seem like an unusual or passive response, but it holds immense power when used purposefully. Have you ever realized how much silence can strengthen your inner wisdom and resilience? In Stoicism, silence is more than just the absence of sound. It's an intentional choice to pause, reflect, and reconnect with your true self. During moments when you feel the urge to speak impulsively or react emotionally, silence offers you the space to detach from external distractions and listen to your inner voice. This practice is a key part of Stoic secrets, where stepping back, reflecting, and letting wisdom emerge from stillness helps us see things clearly and respond with thoughtfulness. How often do you find yourself rushing to react without fully understanding the situation? Silence allows you to pause, breathe, and absorb the full picture, helping you avoid reactive behavior. Imagine being in a tense conversation or facing a challenging decision. How many times have you spoken before truly considering your response? In a world that glorifies quick reactions, it's often in the quiet moments that we gain clarity. By choosing silence, you allow yourself the time to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and values before acting. Silence isn't about avoiding engagement, it's about engaging with yourself first. Ask yourself, what do I really believe here? What is my inner wisdom telling me? How can I handle this situation with integrity? Through this reflective silence, you gain insight from both your successes and your mistakes, avoiding hasty decisions that may make things worse. The wisdom silence guides you towards more thoughtful, deliberate actions. True resilience, often seen as the ability to react quickly, actually stems from inner strength, and silence is the foundation of that strength. Silence helps you clear your mind and tune out external pressures, allowing you to make decisions that align with your core values. Have you ever felt pressured to act based on outside influences? Silence helps you resist these distractions and reconnect with your authentic self, strengthening your resilience and helping you remain true to your principles, even in chaotic moments. The Stoics understood this well. They practiced silence to cultivate inner strength, enabling them to stay grounded in their beliefs and make wise choices. Silence also plays a crucial role in communication and relationships. In both personal and professional settings, how often do we speak just to fill the silence or assert our opinions? The Stoics valued silence as a way to foster deeper, more meaningful connections. By remaining silent, you allow others to speak their truth without the pressure of an immediate response from you. This creates trust and understanding, as people feel heard and valued. In a workplace setting, for example, staying silent during a heated meeting allows you to observe the group dynamics, noticing body language, subtle tensions, and unspoken thoughts. This awareness helps you contribute more effectively when you do speak, ensuring your words are aligned with the needs of the group. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's greatest philosophers, often stressed the importance of listening before speaking. In his meditations, he reflected on how true leadership doesn't come from quick reactions or loud words, but from careful observation and understanding. Marcus believed that silence was essential to making wise decisions and leading with clarity. and he practiced it to sharpen his leadership and judgment. Now let's apply this practice to your own life. The next time you're in a tough conversation, resist the urge to immediately speak. Use silence to observe the situation more deeply. Pay attention to unspoken cues, the tone, body language, and emotions beneath the words. This silence allows you to gain clarity and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Silence isn't about saying less, it's about saying the right thing at the right moment. The key takeaway here is that silence is not a passive act. It's an active tool for building inner strength, resilience, and wisdom. It allows you to make decisions that align with your values, respond with purpose, and improve your relationships. By embracing this Stoic secret, you can communicate more effectively, make better choices, and approach life with greater clarity and intention. The next time you face a challenge, ask yourself, how can silence help me understand this situation better? What can I learn from this moment of quiet? Sometimes the greatest wisdom comes from what we don't say, and by practicing silence, we unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. As the great philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This timeless wisdom speaks to the power of silence, a tool that can transform our lives and guide us toward greater clarity, peace, and purpose. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to be swept up in the noise of daily life. But by embracing the art of stepping back and remaining silent, we regain control over our emotions, sharpen our decision-making, and build deeper connections with those around us. In today's video, we'll explore how silence can help you navigate challenges with composure, strengthen your resilience, and unlock your full potential. I encourage you to apply these Stoic principles to your own life. Take a moment to reflect, pause, and see the difference it makes. What's one situation where you could use the power of silence today? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss how we can all incorporate this practice into our daily lives for greater growth and happiness. Remember, this is Stoic in Your Life, where wisdom meets action.